Hey guys, it's Sean and Alvin with Forge Hill Outdoors. If you're new to the channel, we are an archery shop here in Newburgh, Pennsylvania. If you haven't heard of Newburgh, it's right outside of Shippensburg. Big day at Forge Hill Outdoors. We've been talking about it on our social media the last couple weeks. Alvin hiked his little booty up to Indianapolis, Indiana for the ATA show.
ATA show, yep.
And met some folks with Darton Archery.
That was it.
And you just couldn't resist yourself, could you?
Nah, I shot one of their bows, and I just kind of fell in love with the way they shoot.
So we have been an archery shop for what? You've had this open for what, 3 years now?
3 years, yeah.
Bringing in bows has been kind of a struggle from the get-go because you got guys like Matthews, Hoyt. There's dealers in the area already that have them, but also they make it really hard for
to sign on,
smaller shops to sign on. So we've been looking for some brands to bring on. And we got in the mail our first set of bows.
Sure did.
So we signed up with Darton at the ATA show. We've got the Sequel 31. You have the Sequel 33.
Yep.
That you couldn't hold your britches on and already opened up. But we are going to unbox the Sequel 31, set it up, show you guys what we think about it, and see what we can do. So we are now more than just an archery shop. We're actually a bow dealer.
Actually a bow dealer. That's right.
If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. We're going to have a lot of new content this year. It's kind of one of our goals as a business is to get some more content out there about archery. We filmed some hunts in the past. Haven't had much luck, but we're going to film some hunts.
We're going to try it again.
We got a trip to Ohio planned later this fall that hopefully we throw a couple deer in the back of the truck. But make sure you subscribe. We're going to have some cool stuff coming out this year. But let's get to it. The Darton Archery Sequel 31.
You do, buddy. You do the honors. Your bow.
It is my bow. You're darn tooting right.
So,
boom.
Barely shot.
So I'm a fan of the blacked out look. So we went all black. You went gray with yours.
Yep.
So again, I have the 31. You grabbed the 33. So just slightly longer axle to axle. Do you know what kind of strings they come with?
I'm not sure. I mean, it has their Darton stamp on it, so I'm not sure if it's something they build in their factory or not. I guess we'll have to check into that
right now. One of the cool things that really attracted us to Darton was this doohickey. What is this and why is it so cool?
So it was explained to me that this is their way to do cam timing. It's the first bow that I've seen that you can time a cam like this. I've seen some pretty cool things with timing up here and with the limb.
The ability with the limb too to.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty cool things with the axle here and here, but never did I see anything like this. Little set screw on here. You can check your timing, twist that left or right to increase the load on the cable or decrease to bring your timing right in.
So it helps with tuning too, like if you're like left or right.
Yeah, you gotta get your draw stops hitting at the correct time, both at the same time.
I mentioned other brands, but one of the big headaches we've had over the last 3 years has been with not being dealers for these big names, getting parts. Like just to tune a bow, you have to get additional parts.
And they won't even sell me parts.
And you can't sell parts because dealers. So we're buying parts as if you were buying them. We're really excited about this because this is something that we don't need any extra parts. We don't need anything else. You literally just undo the set screw, twist this, times everything up. It does actually come with some extra.
Yeah, it comes with some. I think those are either the performance mods or the smooth mods, one or the other.
Or draw weight, or
you'll get increased speed with one of those.
Okay.
Because the one is going to be smoother draw cycle. The other one's going to be a little more aggressive, but you're going to get a little bit more feet per second. Okay. So however you like to shoot them.
Cool.
Let's talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
A little bit. So they have a threaded hole here and a threaded hole here. They have a bolt with an Allen head on it here. You can transfer that from hole to hole depending on which way your tear is through the paper. So you slap a rest on here, you make sure your rest is level, you make sure your arrow's running straight down through, everything's good there. You throw a D-loop on there, you take it out, you shoot it through paper. If you still have a tear and everything else is perfect, you then can transfer this from one hole to the other and take that tear out by tightening or loosening that ever so little. So you got it top and bottom.
So in theory, the idea here is you can tune this bow to a perfect bullet hole.
No bow press.
Without using a press.
No bow press.
We say that we're about to use a press, but you don't. It's just to hold the bow. We don't
honestly use my press to hold my bow as my bow vise.
So we ordered this. We ordered this just. I mean, it's as it comes, right? So it's a bare bow. I mean, but it's ready to go. Aside from we need to put a sight on it, a rest, put the D loop on. But I mean, other than that, it's ready to go, ready to shoot. So enough talking about it. Let's get to work. Let's put it together.
We're gonna throw a rest and a
we got
D-loop on there.
We got the Hamsky Hybrid Hunter Pro we're gonna put on. We gotta get the D-loop set, get the sight put on it. I'm just gonna transfer the sight from my other bow.
And then we're gonna shoot it through paper, see what happens.
Let's get it set up. Let's get it tuned and see what we think. We'll talk about how it shoots, what we think about it shooting here in just a couple minutes.
Yes, sir.
Let's roll.
Okay, so as we mentioned before, no press really needed to do anything to this bow. I'm using my press as a bow vise. So we're gonna put the Hamsky Hunter Pro on here, Hybrid Hunter Pro. You just wanna bolt that thing on there, make sure the rest is level. And then we'll grab an arrow and make sure all that's square. So here you want the arrow to line up with the burger button hole here. You want it to run down the center of your rest. Darton puts an indicator line in here to run the arrow down through. And then I'll throw my levels on here. Level up the bow. So now the bow is level. Now you want to level your arrow. I like to take some serving and just tie it below the knock. That just ensures that when I put D-loop on, that it doesn't create knock pinch below. I normally don't put any on top. I don't mind just slight pressure down from the top with the D-loop to keep your arrow from kicking up. So I just put a few wraps around there, work it down the string below the knock. Cut off the excess and carefully burn that in against. Hot, ouch. Okay. Okay. So check that. That's good. So I usually start, this depends how big of a D-loop you like to run, and you can even play with your draw length a little bit with your D-loop if you're maxed out or trying to get into some fine detail with it. But I like a little bit longer D-loop because we run thumb buttons and we actually tend to turn our D-loop a little bit. So I start with about 4.5 to 5 inches of D-loop material. And that is going to be very close to the exact length that I'm going to need it. You just mushroom that out like so. Get that nice and hot. And then mushroom that out like so. And I flip it around to the other side. Sometimes if I have it too long, I end up cutting the one off and redoing it. We'll see what happens here. I'm gonna hope that I got the right amount here. All right. So it's gonna be a little hard to follow after, but something like that. I wrapped it around the string above the arrow. Okay, then you just take this and you go opposite side of the string as you did the top one. Go through, down, Like I said, kind of tricky to follow after. You work that through. That thing like just right, and now it's painting it on there. There it is. Okay, so we're under that knock set that I put on there in the bottom, and we're a little loose for the top, but that's good to start. Now we take the D-loop pliers and gently start pulling that out. And at that point, keep periodically checking it to make sure that's a little plenty loose before you make that tight. You want to work that down. Just a smidge. That's about right. And now we really want to torque it down. You want to be careful that you don't damage the serving on your string too. So I said torque it down, but don't go crazy. So we're gonna try that. A little bit of play in there yet. That looks good. So with the hamsky rest, I recommend to put this little pad 2 to 3 inches from the end of your limb. And this pad is just to keep your string from slipping on your limb. So this limb can either be cable driven, limb driven, lower limb driven, or even upper limb driven. So you have many options on how you can drive this limb. Loosen this here just a little bit. We're actually going to work a lot of our excess string through here. And then you just want to run this through. And pretty much just make a loop here, just tie this. I just did a slip knot there so I can slip that down against, like so, right on that pad. Now you pull that rest down against, tight down against. And tighten that back up. Simple as that. Now that rest will stand up when you come to full draw, and it'll drop away as soon as you release, it'll drop away. Limb driven, hamsky, ready to go. Let's take it out and paper tune it. Short.
It's not terrible.
The arrow is short. We never adjusted that thing to your
No, we didn't.
exact draw length.
Oh, perfect. 31.94 kilograms. That doesn't do me any good.
Not really.
Good old LBs.
We should shorten that thing up for you.
Definitely heavier than my phase 4, but that's what we wanted. Yeah, 70.66.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So it's definitely more than my phase 4, but I will say the draw cycle on that is, so I tore my rotator cuff a couple years ago. It's never really been healed. So I've always had issues pulling any, really start to get up close to 70.
Yeah, you had issues with pulling it back.
I've had issues. So that felt good as far as the draw cycle. We'll talk about it when we shoot it, but like the back wall, we'll talk about when we show yours. I mean, it's like,
it's very
the
solid.
let off is insane.
And the let off, yeah, let off is crazy.
All right, so my arrow's a little bit shorter for this. Do we want to shorten it
Yeah,
up
we
real
can.
quick?
We can shorten it up.
We'll shorten it up real quick, and then we'll come back and tune it. That way we're safe. Got the draw length fixed. We should have thought of that before we did that. But
Yeah, we should have.
we should be good to go. Shoot through paper, see what happens.
Now it's probably way too short.
Yeah, well, it should be long. It was too short.
No, your draw length.
Huh. I say it's pretty good. The only thing I don't have on here is any of my stabilizers or anything to...
That's all right.
Dude, I could hold that all day, though.
Just decide
That let off is so nice.
decide where you like it and put it. Ooh, he put it all right.
I'd be doggone if it's not freaking close already.
That's dead nuts, dude.
That is dead nuts. Not sponsored. Dead nuts has his like recoil thing.
Right.
Not sponsored yet. I guess we can't name brands. Rewind a touch maybe if you want to remember what I used to shoot, but like we had a heck of a time getting that thing to tune.
Yeah, we did.
Some of that was me. Like, so when I bought that bow, I hadn't shot archery in years. So a lot of that was me learning, again, proper form, how to shoot, that kind of stuff. But even then, like I had a front stabilizer and a sidebar, and it took, like if we were to take those off, I would struggle to shoot bullet holes with
Some of that was just because of like a decent archery shop, put that one together for you.
Definitely gonna get us canceled. But
Yeah.
the point of what I'm saying is like that. I mean, it holds. The let off is. I mean, it's like you go from not having to hold the weight back to where you're just holding the bow. Mm-hmm. It's a light bow too. I mean, so it's all aluminum, right?
Yeah, it's aluminum.
So, I mean, it's a light bow. It sits,
I think it's like 80% let off.
It sits
80,
well in your
85%
hand to
let
where,
off,
like,
but
when
yeah.
when you're
and
out
that's
there,
adjustable too.
when you're out there, it's balanced well enough that you don't have to.
No, I love how that's one thing I liked about them right when I seen them is, right when I shot them the first time is how well they were balanced right out of the box.
Really well. If you've got it set right there on your lifeline,
perfect.
I mean, it sits right there. So
shoot it again.
Shoot it again.
Just to make sure that
wasn't a fluke, because
right.
I've had about 1,000 of those.
Ooh.
And again, I don't know that I could draw 70 pounds back on my other bow, but that's right there. I mean, it's.
You like that draw length?
Yeah, that feels good.
I should throw it on the draw board to see for sure.
I just like everything about how that feels drawn back.
But it looks really good. Well,
I mean,
it's real.
Out of the box.
It's real.
Dead nuts, not sponsored. Bullet hole.
That's pretty cool.
That's freaking sweet. Oh, let's chrono it real quick while we're here.
Okay.
Just to see what kind of speeds we're getting out of it.
Okay, so personally for myself, this thing is right in where I like to see my arrows for 70 pounds and around our draw length. It is 440.
300 spawn?
Yeah, it is. It's 446 grains. So I wouldn't mind seeing a little lighter or a little heavier, but right between 440 and 450.
What other options does somebody have?
Well, for this weight, for 70 pounds.
So a little lighter or a little heavier?
It's fine. But it's approximately where I like to see it for an hour weight coming out of this bow.
So this is the Easton Axis 5mm, the match grade. So last year I was not shooting the match grade, still the Axis 5mm, but 300 spine. Shot a deer with this arrow last year, so I kind of dig it. But yeah, right out of the box, freaking tuned. That's legit. Right arrow, right everything. Oh, you just about got jabbed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what kind of speeds we're getting out of it. 288.
Not bad.
We're gonna do it again just because I like shooting bullet holes. Excuse you.
What was that? And that?
A hair heavy on the draw weight from what I'm used to. So.
Are you gonna get used to it, or are you gonna turn it back?
Oh, absolutely, I'll get used to it. It's just I gotta get used to it. 287. So right in that 280.
Might as well quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, a little off. 286 to 290 range on feet per second, but right out of the box.
Solid.
That's solid.
Real solid.
We'll get a sight on it. And I'll tell you what, let's cut the video here. We'll do another video sometime about how to put the sight on.
Okay.
Talk about axis, first, second, third.
That'll work.
We'll need to get it sighted in, new sight tapes and everything. So we'll talk about how to do that. Guys, if you have, if you're looking for a new bow, Darton, we are now a Darton dealer. Don't have them on our website yet. Give us a call, stop by the shop, check them out. We'll let you shoot these. This is the bow that we're going to use this year for tack. We're going to hunt with them this year.
That was kind of our idea. Is I wanted to get a 31 and a 33 in here. Two different axle to axles that are going to be perfect for hunting. I want to get those in here so you guys can shoot them. And I would love to do pre-orders so you can order exactly what color bow you want. You come in, prepay, shoot one, pick one out you like, pick out the color.
Darton's got
free target.
Say Darton's got Darton's got a couple bows, but they're kind of their flagship is the Sequel, right?
Yeah, that is their only flagship that they have. The Sequel 31, 33, and 35.
They've got a target bow though too.
They got a target bow, yeah.
Any target guys, we can hook you up. But stop by, shoot these, get a feel for them, see if you like them. Price wise, I mean, they're
right there with everybody else.
They're right there. So what? This one MSRP is like $1,200, $1,300.
$1,249, I think, is what it is.
Yep. So very reasonably priced bow. Again, we love it for the tunability of them. We're excited to shoot them this year. So stop by. Again, like he started to say, if you order a bow from us, we've got a pallet full of
Big Shot archery targets.
Big Shot bags down there. So grab a bow and you walk out with a target. So again, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Check out the video we're going to come out with here in a little bit with how to put a sight on, get the sight tape set, all that fun jazz. And again, keep an eye out on the channel. We're going to have some cool content this year shooting our new bows. We'll see you next time.